Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. In this video we're going to be covering how we can make an activatable campfire. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a blueprint that will check whether or not our character is holding enough wood. So we're going to be making some variables in our character, and then if he is holding enough wood, it will take wood away and light the fire. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a new blueprint. We're going to call actor, and it's going to be campfire underscore pepper. And we'll open this up. Now, I don't have a model ready, but we're going to add a static mesh. Oops, that is not a static mesh. I mean it is, but not what we want. Static mesh. And now, what shall I add in here? So, what's this? No. I deleted the entire mesh. Alright, let's see. Let's just use a... ooh, I don't know. A cone. No. You know what? I think I might just use that sexy cube. Alright, and then I'm just going to quickly scale this down. This is going to be like the base of where our fire will sit. So, imagine this is a pile of logs. Now, if you guys want to go model a pile of logs, that's cool. I'm just showing you how to set up the static mesh element. And now we're going to add another component, and this is going to be a particle system. And we're just going to parent this to the static mesh so that it's always inside the same position, so no matter where we move this, the particle system will move with it. And in the particle system we are going to get some fire. Now, if you don't have my fire particle at the ready, you can go and check out my fire particle tutorial and you'll be able to get the exact particles we're using here. So let's just place this down and we'll see that this is actually quite a small fire. So I'm going to scale up scale up this juicy thing. Oh my god. I mean, you wouldn't want to scale it like this, but I'm doing it just for quickness, for rapidity. Right, so now we've got a nice size fire. It's moving the wrong way because the particle system is not set up for this to be scaled in the way that I've just done that. But just to show you guys how to get this working, it is fine. Now what we need to do, in fact, is we need to give it a box collision. And now we're going to move this up and we're going to scale it so that it encompasses the area. And this will be the area that our character can actually activate and deactivate this from. So, let's go into the event graph now. I'm going to delete everything. And the left hand side we want the box, and if we scroll down on the right we can, on component, begin overlap. Click. Give me the node, there we go. Now from other actor drag out and cast to, and then you want your character. I'm using the third person, so I'm going to cast to this one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to enable input. And what this will do is it will allow this blueprint to actually get input from the keyboard or controller. And then we want to get player controller and plug this into the player controller. And then we're going to do the same but with a end overlap. So end overlap, cast to third person character, disable input, and plug the player controller in here. Now we can test this by, say, if we have, we say Q, we're going to use Q. So if we press Q, what we're going to do is we're going to say print a string, and we'll just say hello. So we'll compile that. And now if we're not inside and we press Q, you see we're not printing. If we are inside and we press Q, he's saying hello. Cool. So the bounding box is working. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to head on into our third person character blueprint. And we have some stuff here from something else I was doing. What is this? Ah, the dialogue. Well, jolly good. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new variable and we're going to call this wood. and this is going to be an integer because integers are whole numbers, they don't have any decimals. We don't need a float which does have decimals because wood is going to be either we have a wood or we don't have a wood. So we're going to compile that, and we're going to just tick this little eyeball so we can see how much wood he has. We'll compile that again. Let's head into the Campfire blueprint. So what are we going to do here? We will let's see. Perhaps we won't do it this way around. Perhaps what we will do is... No, we can try this. We'll say... Can we drag out of here and get wood? No, we can't. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to... When we press Q, cast to third person character, we get rid of the print string, and we're going to get a reference to self, plug this into the object. Now, will that... No, we do not inherit from Campfire, it would always fail. Okay, well then. Let's see, let's get the box. Will that let us? Nope. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say get rid of the inputs. We don't want the inputs. So we're going to head back into our third person character. And now we're just going to move this out of the way. So it's from something else. And so we have wood, and now we're going to say can light fire. Or no, actually, we'll say fire in range. Fire in range. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say as third person character set fire in range to true. So there we go. And then on the end overlap we'll set fire in range to false. We'll compile this. And now in the third person blueprint we're going to say on Q pressed, we'll get fire in range. We'll say pressed branch. Is there a fire in range? If no, don't do anything. So if false, don't do anything. If true, then we're actually going to check how much wood we have. So get wood, and we'll say greater than. So if we have more than 3 wood, oh, I've typed 2. If we have more than 3 wood, we'll say branch again. Do we have more than 3 wood? Yes, we do. We'll say get all actors of class, and this is going to be our campfire. So campfire BP. Now for each loop, is overlapping self branch particle. We need to set emitter enabled for the particle system, and I want to turn it on. Now, what do I have these called? Let's see. They're in here. Let's open this up here. Now, let's actually give these a name. Emitter, rename, fire, and this one. Emitter, rename, embers. Save those. Go back into third person blueprint. Fire. And we'll just copy this and set this to embers and plug this in as well. And now we will just default our wood to 5. Compile that. Oops. Now what we need to do with the campfire is say begin play particle system set, we'll drag straight from the particle system, set emitter enable. We'll make sure that its enable state is off, so fire, and we'll copy and paste this and change this one to embers. Plug this in, compile, and if we play there should be no fire. Okay, and if we're within its range and we press the button, which is Q, we can start the fire. Now, what we'll also do there is we will say go into the campfire BP, and what we will do is we will create a custom event, and we'll call this timer. And then when timer is activated, we will create a delay of 5 seconds, and then after that what we'll do is we will disable these again. Now you're going to want more than 5 seconds, but this is for testing. We'll go back to third person character, and then what we'll do at the end of all of this is we will drag from our loop and say what did I call it? Timer. There it is. Blink, and then we can call the timer event inside of our thing. So we'll compile that. We'll press play, and if we turn it on, oops, Q. It should take 5 seconds and then it should disappear. There we go. And now I should still be able to do it because we're not taking any wood away. But you can see that that's working. Now I think that I may have missed some little thing, so I've got a feeling that if I activate one, they will all activate. Oh no, they don't. Cool. Awesome. So we actually nailed that. Brilliant. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the third person character blueprint again. And what we're going to do at the end here, after the timer is activated, we're going to set wood. And what we're going to do is we're going to get wood, and we're going to -3. So -3. So now when we activate a fire, we are not going to have as much anymore. So if we activate this first fire, it should turn on, but then after this we can't turn these ones on because we haven't got enough wood. Yep, can't turn it on. So that's those sorted. So let's quickly head into the third person character, and what we're actually going to do is we are going to turn this all into a function. So what we're going to do here in the left here, we have functions. We're going to add a function, and we're going to call this light fire underscore func. Now we're going to go back into the event graph, and we're going to drag from the queue light fire func, and then everything after this point we are going to just grab it all. We're going to copy that, and we're just going to delete it from there. We're going to go into the light fire function, we're going to paste this in and plug this into here. I'll compile that, and now inside of our main graph we just have this, and it should still work. So if we go in here and we queue, it still works. Cool. So what we're also going to do is we're going to say go into the third person character again, and what we're going to do when we do this, actually when we press Q, or what we'll do is we will press Q and we'll say print string, and what we're going to print is wood, boink. And then after it's completed, we're going to print another string. Oops. Just going to be wood again. Boink. Oh, it's not going to let me do it like that. Oh, come on. Get. And whoop. And now I think, because that's technically happening afterwards, we should get, yep, there we go. So it's 5 and then 2. And now we can't use it anymore. You can see if we press Q, it's going to say 2, because that's how much wood we have. But it's not going to fire the function. Well, it's going to fire the function, but the function is just going to get locked into a gate where we can't actually do anything. So what we need to do now is we actually need to give the character a way to get more wood. So we're going to create another blueprint class, and we're going to call this wood collect BP, I suppose. And what we're going to do now is, let's see, we'll give this a mesh, and this is just, I'm going to make this a cylinder so we can boink. Alright, so we have a cylinder. Ta-da! So we've got cylinder. Yay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this, and we're going to give this its box as well. So collision box, box collision, and we will scale this up so that we get some range that our character can be in, and we'll compile that real quick. And now we're going to build this one inside the level blueprint instead. So let's see, we will create a reference to the wood collect BP. We'll say box is overlapping, so is overlapping component box, and then the other comp we want to get first, get player character. Oops. Is overlapping actor. Say get first. Oh no, get player character. Get in there. There we go. So I'll say Q. When we press Q, branch. If it's overlapping, would, in fact, that's not going to work because we're only getting one of these. So let's see. Q, get all actors of class. In fact, let's not do it here. So it's just going to confuse things. Back into the wood collect, yay! Right, box. When component begin overlap. Other actor, cast to first person character. Oh, hello. Third person character. My bad. So on begin overlap, we'll say we'll just let it overlap to collect the wood, in fact. So set wood, and then we need to get wood, and we're going to add, so in plus in, we'll say that we get 3 wood each time we pick one up, and we'll plug that into the wood. We'll do this, and then we will destroy, destroy actor, which will be self. So then once it's collected, so we can light this one, we can't light this one, and we can't light this one. If we head towards the wood, boink, we collect the wood, and now if we press Q, you see we've got 5 again, and now we can relight. So there we are. I mean, we could possibly do this via an event instead. So let's try doing that instead. So we're going to the third person character. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to create a new function. We'll say collect wood func. I need to sneeze. No, I don't. I hate that when you feel like you need to sneeze and then you don't sneeze. So collect wood function. So let's see how we were doing it with a fire. So we're gonna get another variable. I'm gonna say wood in range. Let's head back into our wood. And what we're going to do inside the wood is, instead of this, we're going to say wood in range. So we'll set wood in range to be on. And this time on end, we will set wood in range to be off. So compile that. We haven't compiled this one yet, so this isn't gonna, there we go. Just double compile that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say inside the collect wood function branch, we'll get wood in range. If there's wood in range, get all actors of class wood collect BP for each loop is overlapping actor. Now I believe we used box in the other one. Did we use box? Yep, we did. And then we're going to get a reference to self for the third person character. Now we will branch. Oops. And what we will do is we will get wood and we will set wood, and what we're going to do is we're going to set wood to wood plus 3. Plug that in there, and then we will drag from the array element destroy actor, plug this in, and then just to make sure that this does get turned off, we're actually going to set this to be off, because we want to make sure that this happens no matter whether or not this is destroyed. So now that should work for us. We'll go back into the event graph, and what we're going to do is from the light function we're going to call the collect wood function. So we'll compile that, and now if we make a couple of these, whoopsie daisy, that's interesting. It's very interesting. There we go. I don't know why it was letting me just drag the cylinder. That was weird. So we press Q. We've got 5. We can light a fire. If we go over here, and we press Q, you see now we've got 5 again, and that's picked that one up. We've got 8. We've still got 8, 11. There we are. So now we should be able to light all 3 of these. So, oh no, we won't. Yes, we will. Maths, not my strong point. There we go. So this is how we can create a very, very basic campfire lighting system with the ability to collect items in your world. This was another request. I forget who requested this one. I'm on fire, no! But there you go, some really simple way of doing this. Now that we've got this tested, you're not going to want the print strings in there, so we can get rid of the print strings, so we just activate the functions on a key press. Ta-da! And there we have it. So hopefully that's been useful for you guys. I'll see you guys next time.